Okay, this is another talk about the Mandela effect, and basically, it's just an event that happened to me yesterday. Basically, it was coming up to 11 o'clock British summertime, and um, I prepared myself something to eat, and then when I looked at the clock again, it was coming up to 12 noon. Yeah. Now, I had lost 1 hour. Then I was thinking to myself, this missing hour, right? It's that's an hour's duration. That's something you can measure. It's a mathematical quantity, 1 hour, an hour's worth of something. Then I started to think that every event or process that lasts more than 1 hour would have been affected at that point in my immediate vicinity. I didn't tell anyone at the time. So basically, if I was cooking and I put something to boil for more than an hour, at that point when that happened, I suppose that food would have finished cooking, but I would have known nothing about it. I would still be thinking, well, it's still got like an hour to go. In my estimation, I had like an hour to go. If I was watching something in the machine and it was going to last for a couple of hours and it had been in there for 45 minutes, I would think, well, it's still got another hour-ish to go. But at that point, when that hour went missing, it would have been, well, ready. Same thing can apply to, like public transport, for example. If you're flying a plane and you expect to land in 2 hours, in your mind, you're thinking, well, I'm 2 hours away, so I might as well do something else. Um, and then 1 hour goes missing and you're there. You hear of planes off-shooting runways. Maybe the pilot thought we still had an hour left and it just went missing. It could be as simple as that. Any process that would last over an hour would have been affected if 1 hour goes missing. Yeah. And then you could say that, well, the sun has one less hour of fuel. But then when you're dealing with chemical processes and let's say you need a reaction to be taking place for 1 hour for another one to kick in, and then you, the ultimate viewer, sees an hour missing, and then you look at the first process, well, you just hope that it has been running for an hour and it's just you who's gone into a parallel reality. If it hasn't, well, I don't know. But chemical reactions do depend on other chemical reactions. So I'm just saying, if an hour is an hour, yeah, and it's just the ultimate viewer that's missing an hour, well, then you, the person that's experiencing that Mandela effect, maybe it's just you, or collectively just you lot, and there hasn't been a physical change. Because if there was to be a physical change, then you would expect to find things like that, planes overshooting runways, and then nobody really being able to explain what happened. Well, actually, we do find things like that, and you do notice sometimes when you think, oh, I've only just had that in the machine for a couple of minutes, and it's ready. And then you open the machine and it is dry. Yeah, so an hour has gone by, an hour has happened, but it just, you were not part of that. Yeah. So where is that missing time? But if it's not being missed in nature and it did happen, and it's just us who have been taken out of it and brought back into it, that's not so bad. Then the natural truth can never really be changed. Yeah, that's not so bad. But if it turns out that for me to notice an hour missing, yeah, and then I opened the washing machine thinking that it's got another hour to go, and it does show that it's still it's still wet and it hasn't finished spinning. Then me, the viewer, I'm kind of projecting myself onto reality, onto what I'm viewing, where I cannot account for that hour, so I don't expect reality to be able to account for it. Well, let me end this talk now because this video is just dragging on. But I just want you to bear in mind that whenever you lose time, it has a rippling effect, and I don't know what the implications are, but just be careful out there, especially when you're driving long distance. Just be careful that you note the time, and if you do notice time missing, just basically go with it, because there's nothing really much you can do. That time has gone by. It's just you who hasn't realized it. Done.